You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Nothing beats a Saturday afternoon at Worden Arena. It's Alumni Day as the Ball State Cardinals look to extend their 11-game win streak versus a MAC foe in the Western Michigan Broncos. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. Zander, it's a beautiful day for basketball.
Hey, Roen, how's it going? It absolutely is a beautiful day for basketball, a beautiful Saturday afternoon for basketball if you're a Ball State Cardinals fan, riding an 11-game win streak and just coming off that 20-point blowout win against Ohio. It's going to be a great afternoon, Roen.
It sure is. Let's get started looking at this Western Michigan team. 8-11 on the season. So far in conference play, it's been middle of the pack. They're 5-4, sitting currently at 5th in the MAC. They are all on a 2-game losing streak. We're looking at this Western Michigan team pretty balanced when it comes to scoring. Just watching the Broncos all season, what has been your biggest takeaway, Zander?
Right, 8-11 all season. They're just right now trying to find their footing. And it's going to be pretty hard to find that footing coming against a team as hot as the Cardinals. But when I'm looking at this team just from an analysis standpoint, one thing that kind of stands out is their perimeter play. That's really Western Michigan's biggest standpoint, where you have players like Marissa Asino, Evan Carter, when they have solid performances around the perimeter, decent shooting, streaky shooting, but decent shooting that can actually free up more driving lanes for them. I think that's going to be kind of the keys to the matchup if I'm Western Michigan, especially for a team as perimeter-oriented as them.
Yeah, and looking at Ball State, this team right now, what hasn't been said about the Ball State Cardinals? 17-4 on the season, 11-game win streak like we mentioned, 9-0 in MAC play, first in the MAC. They've dominated almost every opponent in this conference that they've played. What is the key to that success for them?
Well, right now the key to the success for them is, one, not coming into this game lackadaisical, being strong off the gate, not letting your foot up off the gas. And another thing for them is being able to rebound the ball, even though they're a smaller team, like I mentioned before in earlier broadcasts. This should be a game where Marie Kiefer really goes off. She should be able to rebound the basketball, and then if she plays through her guards like a Lachelle Austin and Allie Becky, I think this will be a really good game for Ball State, especially as red hot scoring, almost averaging 75 points a game for the Cardinals.
And that will take us to a quick commercial break as we head into the national anthem. We'll be right back. You are listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
We are back from Worden Arena, where the Ball State Cardinals are set to take on the Western Michigan Broncos in some Saturday afternoon action. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. We're just a few moments away from tip-off, but I want to pivot off what we were just speaking about before the commercial break, as Ball State is being introduced as we speak. I want to talk about some impact players. Who is a player from each team that you were looking at to make an impact today?
So for me, one of the impact players for me is Marina Arsencio, leading the team with just around 13 points a game. A streaky player who's still trying to find her footing, relatively new to the team still. I think that she's going to be a really big impact player for Western Michigan. Also, Evan Carter, as mentioned before, she's a forward, but guess what, Rowan? She has very good guard skills. She has really good feet. She's able to be mobile. She's versatile. She can defend 1 through 4. I really like her game a lot, especially after having a very solid game against a very good Buffalo team. Now, for my Ball State matchup and players to watch out for me, I have, obviously, you have Allie Becky, the All-American, the All-MAC player. She's honestly just the vocal leader. She knows how to control offense. She understands pace and space almost as good as any guard in the country. A very solid player, and a player that I really like, who I think is going to have a very good game, in my opinion, is Marie Kiefer. She's 6'2", she's long, athletic, she's able to guard. She's very versatile, and I think she's a player that's really going to capitalize off of a team that's a very weak rebounding team. Look for her to get a lot of second chance points and a lot of scoring opportunities in other games where she relatively wouldn't have as easy as a time of scoring. I think Western Michigan is a team that she's really going to have an opportunity to really go off here.
Yeah, this is a Western Michigan team that it seems like they have the height, but maybe the physicality isn't there. They're being out-rebounded on average by about 6 boards a game, so I like your point there. Now, going into keys to the game for both teams, how can these teams get an edge over one another?
Well, right now, Ball State is looking very strong, especially offensively. And one thing that I noticed defensively, they've really even started to tick it up, just averaging around 60, allowing their opponents just to score around 60 points a game over their last 10 matchups. So this is a team that I think is really going to try to get out in transition, really involve their guards in the offense, and try to dump it down low whenever they can. So I think that's going to be a strength for Ball State. Make sure that they're able to rebound, get out in transition, and be able to kick it to your open teammate. Now for Western Michigan, if I'm them, what you cannot do is let this team get a heavy rebound differential against you. You got to be able to control the boards. You got to be able to score and take advantage of your possessions. Don't let Ball State trap you, because what Ball State will do is that when they get into their full court defensive sets, they are going to try to force turnovers off your point guard. You have to have confident guard play. It's going to be a lot of pressure on Marina Arsenio, and it's going to be a lot of game action. So you got to be able to weather the storm, not try to make a winning play every time you have offensive possession and you control the basketball. I think you can be very competitive.
We are just about to tip off here. Marie Kiefer will tip off for Ball State. Lauren Andino for Western Michigan. The Cardinals in their white uniforms, Western Michigan in the brown, and we are underway here from Worden Arena. The Broncos get possession first. It's Allie Carlson to take it up for them. Now Spitzley, the graduate student, she's had quite the career with the Broncos. Aspencio in trouble. She swings out right wing to Carlson. Western Michigan still working that perimeter, a very perimeter-centric team. Aspencio lets a 3 fly, and it's cash to open the game.
Hey, Rowan, what did I say? Aspencio, very streaky shooter, but guess what? That is not a player you still want to leave open.
Bischoff was looking to counter on the step back, but she instead goes back outside to Lachelle Austin on the right wing. Early, not even a minute in, 3-0 Broncos. Allie Becky underneath the basket at the MAC logo. She instead steps back out to the perimeter. Lachelle Austin under 10 to go on the shot clock. Madeline Bischoff. She swings it over to Alex Richard. Becky, near side three-pointer at the buzzer. It's cash. We're knotted up at 3.
What a luxury it has to have a player like Allie Becky, where she's able to just catch the ball in the right corner and just bail you out with a grenade shot.
Exactly. Allie Becky, what hasn't been said about her abilities? That's the question. Asensio takes it up for Western Michigan. They move right to left. Strudelberg thought about a right wing 3, but she instead resets with Spitzley. She gets it back. Kiefer blocks it into the far side, out of bounds. Marie Kiefer already making an impact.
And Roen, like I said, this game is going to be a game in particular where I really want Kiefer to stamp her impact on the game early on. Getting a block like that, it sure does really help my argument for her claim.
You know, I think so far you're 1 for 1. Spitzley drives inside, 2 on the shot clock. Carlson lets a 3 fly. It goes off the side of the rim and out of bounds. It will go to Ball State off of Hannah Spitzley. So now we're tied at 3, just about 2 minutes gone. So far, both teams really launching the 3 ball.
Yeah, and if you're Western Michigan, you don't want to fall too much in love with that 3 ball. You're already a team that's not rebounding the ball very well. And when it comes to a lot of long gun shots, that's where Ball State can really hurt you here.
The Cardinals certainly can. Allie Becky resets. Bischoff, wide open 3-pointer on the right wing, off the side of the rim and out of bounds on the baseline. Western Michigan takes possession. Bischoff, she hasn't been super healthy this season. I think we all can agree on that. But last season when she was fully healthy, man, was she something special with the 3-point shot. Cardinals bring a full court press. Kiefer tips it out of bounds on the far side. It'll stay with Western Michigan. But going back to Bischoff, last year ranked in the top 50 among D1 players in 3-pointers per game. So you know exactly what she can do.
Oh, yeah, she's a high-volume shooter, and that was a really great design by Coach Sally. It wasn't able to knock it down. But, again, she just needs to get her confidence back. And with injuries, that can be really difficult, especially when you're coming off of a lower body injury.
Asensio resets for Western Michigan straight away. Right side, Spitzley thought about a 3, but she instead will actually take it off the mark. Adino gets the rebound, puts it back up, misses, puts it up again. Looks like she got about 2 rebounds on that one possession. Jump ball between her and Allie Becky. Ball State gets the advantage.
Yeah, and that's just another case of them falling in love with that 3-point shot. I know this team can shoot the ball. They're very capable shooters. But, you know, you might want to be able to start swinging that ball around the perimeter before you fall in love with that situation. So where you're late in the shot clock and you're forced to jack up a 3.
Becky carves her way to the cup. Alex Richard collects the miss for Ball State. Jump ball called, and it looks like it will go to Western Michigan. But again, the Cardinals, they're playing tough early. You saw Alex Richard fighting for that board.
Yeah, Alex Richard, she's somebody that brings a lot of attitude to this team. She's kind of your tough guy, that somebody you need to just be a bruiser, just to really say, hey, we're not going anywhere and we're going to compete with you at every facet of the game.
Alex Richard is a part of what many would call the Big Four, with her, Becky, Kiefer, and Bischoff. Western Michigan and Ball State currently tied at 3. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Pass inside for Adino, just gets past Becky and lays it up and in. Lauren Adino makes it 5-3 Broncos. Allie Carlson with the steal on the inbound. She has it on the near side. Western Michigan looks to go on a run. Strudelberg lays it up too strong. Spitzley gets it back. Fade away and a travel. Ball State catches a break there. They get possession.
Yeah, just a case of spinning off that wrong foot after you already landed on your pivot. But that was a really interesting possession from Ball State. One of those rare mistakes that you don't really see too often from their guards, just causing a lot of turnovers and muddying up this joint.
Allie Becky gets one defender to miss and misses the mark on the shot on the low block. So now Asensio takes it up on the near side for the Broncos, moving right to left. Again, they have a 5-3 lead, just about 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Allie Carlson controls on the right arc, gets a screen to her left from Adino. They switch on to Richard. She has a mismatch, but she instead goes to Asensio. Spitzley, top of the key, drives it on Kiefer, rejected, her second block of the game. Lachelle Lawson going coast to coast with it for Ball State, but she instead resets top of the key. Now she goes inside, looking for the near corner. Bischoff gets it stripped away by Carlson. Broncos moving quickly.
Yeah, that's just the case where Austin was driving, just just throws the ball while she's not really looking, loses a little bit of her control, and that's what will lead to a turnover.
Right side, Spitzley lets a three fly, and she gets it to fall. Hannah Spitzley makes it 8-3 Western Michigan right out of the gates.
Hannah Spitzley 2 for 3 already out the gate. One thing about her, she's not afraid to let it fly.
Now Allie Becky, top of the key three. She looks to counter, and it's an air ball going out of bounds on the baseline. A rare mistake for Becky. Western Michigan does get possession, and a change made. Evan Carrier checking in for Lauren Adino, and it looks like Ball State will make a change as well. MJ Johnson, the Texas A&M transfer, will come in for Alex Richard.
Yeah, MJ Johnson, she has really kind of come into her own with her role off the bench. Just a solid rebounder overall, somebody that's able to get really put pressure on the offensive glass.
And 5:13 left to go in the first quarter, about halfway through the quarter. 8-3 Western Michigan leads. Left side, Maggie Strudelberg controls, guarded by Marie Kiefer, who already has 2 blocks on the day. Asensio swings inside the Carrier off of the pick and roll, and she travels on her way to the cup, even though she gets knocked down by Austin. So Cardinals get possession, and a media timeout will take us to a commercial break here. Western Michigan coming out hot with an 8-3 lead. We'll be right back. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptoninn.com. At munciesuites.hamptoninn.com.
Back from Worthen Arena on Alumni Day, the Ball State Cardinals currently trailing 8-3 to Western Michigan. 4:53 left in the first quarter. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. Zander, this is not what we expected. Let's be completely honest. We did not expect Ball State to be trailing by 5 halfway through the first quarter. Why is that?
Well, right now, you're just saying Ball State, it's more unforced errors on them, as more so for Ball State to, Western Michigan to take out the lead. But what we're seeing right now is just a lot of unforced turnovers, a lot of bad shot selection early into the shot clock, unnecessary. And then when you just have a lot of broken plays where it causes you to go into scramble mode, you're not able to really get into your sets. Now, you're just seeing Western Michigan capitalize off your mistakes and say, if you're just going to give me the basketball and just give me that extra possession, we're going to take advantage of it. And that's kind of leading to that outcome of the score right now.
And what can Ball State do right now to get the momentum back in their favor, especially with a great crowd on hand? They have the home court advantage. How can they get back in front?
Well, right now, I just want to say for Ball State, granted, it is still early in the game, but I would like to see them kind of get into more of their offensive sets and attack and put a little pressure on Western Michigan's bigs to try to block their shots. That's one of Western's weaknesses, actually, when trying to drive and score inside the paint within the 5-foot range. So I like to see them put a little bit of pressure on the rim and then work your outside game, as opposed to try to automatically get your 2 best guards in the middle of everything and just try to come guns a-blazing off rip when that's not necessarily needed for your team's success. You know you're arguably the more talented team, but you don't need to try to go out and show it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and you know Western Michigan, you ignore the records. This is a team, despite the score of their last game against Buffalo, losing 73-44. Buffalo, probably, other than Ball State, one of the premier teams in the MAC. you know exactly what this team can do. You know that they can break some hearts today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And one thing about this Western Michigan, like you said, don't let that record fool you. Coach Shane Cliffell, he's one of the all-time greats in the MAC. He's the Western Michigan's all-time win record coach. He's experienced, and he will have these girls ready to play. So I would not take that record for granted whatsoever.
Near corner, Becky lets a three fly, and she's got another three ball to add to her resume on the day. She cuts it to 2.
And just like that, that's their second 3 of the game. What a great design by Coach Sally just to free her up. That's what I'm talking about, Roen. You got to get into your sets, not cause any unforced errors, and then you're going to get a possession that ends just like that.
Allie Becky has all of Ball State's points so far today, 6. It's 8-6, Western Michigan in front. 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Marina Asensio in trouble on the right wing. She skips it over, down low to Spitzley, guarded by Kiefer. Goes back outside to Asensio, draws the double team. 1 on the shot clock. That's a shot clock violation. Cardinals draw another turnover.
And that right there, if you look at that possession, that was all Lachelle Austin. Amazing footwork not to even let that point guard get a pass off. What a great defensive segment from Lachelle Austin.
Allie Becky takes it up for Ball State. They move left to right, works off of a pick from Kiefer, now swings it over inside Bischoff. Now Kiefer, her shot underneath the basket, just too strong, and then a mistake for Western Michigan. Evan Carrier loses control, no one within 5 feet of her, and she loses control, loses the ball out of bounds. Ball State, they catch another break.
Yeah, Evan Carrier just not able to hang on to that basketball. And now Ball State, they're going to get an extra possession to try to tie this game back up or even take the lead.
Lachelle Austin gets it off of the inbound on the near side, has it straight away. Her three-pointer goes off of the back iron, just a bit too strong, collected by Allie Carlson. She controls, guarded by Allie Becky on the left side. A screen from Carrier gets the mismatch on MJ Johnson. Now Spitzley straight away. Hands off to Asensio. Lobs up inside for Spitzley, guarded by Kiefer on that far side. 10 seconds. Asensio works off of a handoff underneath the basket, goes off glass. She's at 5 points today, 10-6 Western Michigan.
Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful fake by your point guard. She's a smaller guard, Maria Asensio, but so you have to make up for it with your quickness. That was a really good design by her.
Far corner, Austin, three-pointer, too strong. Johnson stumbling to get the board, goes out of bounds off of the leg of Strudelberg. So Ball State, like I've been saying all day, another break they catch here. They have an opportunity to make this a one-possession game yet again.
And Roen, when we were talking about rebounding for Western Michigan, this is one of the things that is not going to help a poor rebounding team already. Not being able to corral the basketball when it's right in front of you, that's no excuse, especially at this level. You have to grab those boards, especially get as many while you can.
MJ Johnson has it at the top of the key. She controls, gives to Bischoff. She works off of the screen, lobs up inside Richard. Becky at the buzzer, three-pointer just swirls out and collected by Asensio. Western Michigan moves quickly across. Allie Carlson had the mismatch on Richard. Nobody in the paint, double team on Carrier. Ball State just able to get control of it. Becky goes coast to coast the other way. Austin had an open look. She instead drives inside to the cup, off the mark. Richard picks up the mess and puts it back in.
Yeah, Austin over last 3, but I did like what I saw from there. She knows that she wanted to be able to try to get some easy points. She pump fakes, gets the defender in the air, and tries to drive it in. I want to see more possessions like that when you're putting pressure on Western's basket.
10-8, Western Michigan leads under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Lobs up inside for Spitzley. She's able to draw the contact. Looks like this one is going to go against Allie Becky. And the change made for Western Michigan, it'll be Anna Wagner, the graduate student, checking in for Allie Carlson. Now on the baseline, Asensio will inbound for the Broncos. 20 on the shot clock, 1:44 left to play. They lob it into Wagner. Top of the block, they have it with Carrier. Reset straight away with Spitzley. guarded closely by MJ Johnson. Strudelberg, she works off of the pick. Western Michigan working that perimeter. Shot clock down to 5. Allie Becky the takeaway, and on the way back draws the foul.
Yeah, right there. Ball State, another really good defensive sequence right there. Not letting them get into their sets. All players having eyes on the basketball and then just cutting off those open passing lanes. That was a really just – and what I just saw right there, that let me know how much of a veteran group this is. They were not letting Western Michigan even get – they knew where they were trying to run, especially with those off-ball cutters. This team just continues to impress, and that's why they're on this 11-game win streak that they're on right now.
Becky off of a handoff from Kiefer. Now Richard lobs up inside Kiefer. She's double-teamed. She gets knocked down out of bounds. No foul called, and they're going to give this to Western Michigan, it appears.
Yeah, it looked like Kiefer fell really hard. Might have bumped her knee, but glad to see that she's able to kind of walk that off as she's kind of limping a little bit right now, but you know, good to see that she's able to get up on her own power.
And Artemis Kuki, she is back. This is her first game back from injury, so it's great to see her in action for the Western Michigan Broncos. Asensio, she was double teamed. Richard gets her on the mismatch. Gives back Asensio straight away, lobs inside, misses it, control with Carrier. 7 on the shot clock for Spitzley. Drives to the cup, taken away by Richard. Cardinals move quick the other way. They trail by 2.
Second turnover for Western Michigan. That is going to hurt you.
Kiefer lets a 3 fly, too strong. Ball State unable to capitalize. About a 3-second difference between shot and game clock for Western Michigan. They move right to left. A 2-point lead they have. Wide open Asensio underneath the basket. And it swirls out. She misses the open layup. And Allie Becky gets to steal off the save attempt on the baseline.
Yeah, that's a layup that I know Asensio would love to have back. That's just one of those things. Sometimes you can be too open, Roen.
Yeah, exactly. And a foul called by Wagner. They're going to give this to Megan Wagner on Western Michigan. 6 on the shot clock. Ball State looking to tie or take the lead going into the second quarter. Becky will inbound for the Cardinals. Inbound to Bischoff. 5 on the clock. Kiefer, Austin at the buzzer. Her three-pointer just too strong. And that'll take us into the end of the first quarter, into second quarter action. So far, Western Michigan has had the upper hand. They lead 10-8 over the Ball State Cardinals. We'll be right back. You are listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
Back from Worthen Arena, the Ball State Cardinals going into the second quarter. They trail 10-8 to Western Michigan. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. And Zander, right now, Ball State trailing by 2 right now, but they got hot towards the end of that first quarter. A lot of great defensive sequences. How can the Cardinals keep the momentum rolling and take this ball game away from Western Michigan?
Well, right now, you're just kind of having a poor shooting performance from virtually every player on the team outside of Becky. You just have to try to slow this game down, try to score easy shots. They're making it a little bit more difficult than it has to be when you're trying to force up a lot of threes and you're not really letting that offense flow to you. A lot of shots that are getting a lot of ISO ball where it's really just not needed. make the extra pass, keep moving off ball. I'm not seeing too much movement on the offensive side of the ball. Get open, try to get some cutters free with some pick and roll action, and then get some layups as well. But when everybody's trying to shoot threes, you're already 2 of 9. That's not really a formula for winning, and that's not really Ball State's formula of winning when it comes down to having success on the offensive side of the basketball.
And Allie Becky, what a day she's having. I say it all the time. Today is the Allie Becky show. 6 points so far. She has 6 of the 8 Ball State points in this game thus far, and 3 steals. That's what really jumps out to me on the stat sheet. 3 steals in the first quarter. In the last game against Ohio, she had 6. There's just unlimited possibilities of what Becky can do today.
Yeah, and a lot of those steals, when it comes down to her on-ball defense, people are probably going to overlook that. But what makes her a really good defender is how smart she is. She has a really high basketball IQ. And when I mentioned earlier on the broadcast, Roen, how good of a defensive sequence they had when every single player was playing the passing lanes on that motion that Western tried to run, Becky is going to be someone that's going to initiate that, and she's going to jump a passing lane. So and she's very quick. That's another thing that people are overlooking. So if you throw it her way, she's going to bait that because she already knows where you're going with the basketball, and then she's going to pick it off and take it and get in transition, which is going to feed into Ball State's game.
Cardinals get possession first. They have it on the right end of the court. They move left to right. Lachelle Austin controls. She hands off to Allie Becky. 5 on the shot clock, still on the perimeter. Austin, she's going to have to shoot a three-pointer on the right side. Goes too strong. Kiefer gets knocked down, but no foul. Asensio the other way for the Broncos.
Yeah,
now
that's Lachelle Austin's 4th miss of the game. All 4 threes have been strong, as you mentioned, just off the far back iron.
Megan Wagner's far side 3 goes too long for the Broncos. Becky going coast to coast underneath the basket already. Had the mismatch with Adino. Near side three-pointer, lets it fly. Drano! Allie Becky gives the Cardinals the lead.
Not sure how, if you're Western Michigan, you lose her off the ball to free herself open in the corner. Her 2nd corner 3 of the game. Just what a beautiful 2-man action you have between her and Kiefer.
Allie Becky, 9 points, all 3 of those 3-pointers. Inside Spitzley, she's in trouble. Murray Kiefer the takeaway. Becky the other way. Austin's one-on-one with Koki. Up, under, and in. Cardinals on a 5-0 run to open the 2nd quarter. They lead 13-10, 2 minutes gone in this quarter, and a timeout called on the floor. Just a quick little intermission. It looks like Koki was tying her shoe, and a change made for Western Michigan in the process. Wagner is taken out for Carlson, and Grace Kingery in for the first time today for Ball State, checking in for Lachelle Austin.
Good to see Austin finally get a shot down, 1 for her last 6. But another thing, Roen, it seems like every possession, you're seeing a couple Cardinals hit the deck. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is a physical game, I will say. Carlson, she gives to Asensio on the far side, guarded closely by Bischoff. Pick and roll, Spitzley draws the double team. Cardinals bringing that trap like you mentioned. Asensio lets a 3 fly. Too strong. Allie Becky corrals it in.
You know, one thing that impresses me about Asensio is what she's able to do off the ball. I'm seeing her draw defenders. Her passes are very crisp, even for her being at her height, and she's really causing a lot of fits for the Cardinals defense.
Grace Kingery, the freshman, controls it now on a hop to Alex Richard. Her jumper on the high block is off the back iron. Now Western Michigan takes control. It's Koki and hands off to Allie Carlson straight away. Western Michigan opting to kind of move slowly on this possession. Back outside, Koki guarded by Bischoff. Bischoff yet to score today. Inside, she's guarded by Kiefer. Bounce pass to Spitzley. Her layup is off the mark. Collected by Adino. Up, back, and over. Western Michigan cuts it back down to 1, 13-12. 3 minutes gone in the 2nd quarter.
This is going to be a game that Lauren Adino really has to put her mark on, especially with her height. She has to be able to attack the glass.
Marie Kiefer with the strong take over Lauren Adino underneath the basket. So now Ball State fighting back. Western Michigan's punching. The Cardinals are punching back even harder, 15-12. Now Allie Carlson, who's guarded by Bischoff, works off of a screen. She's at the MAC logo in the paint. Works back outside to Asensio, guarded by Becky. a battle of the elite guards right there. It's really something else to watch. Near side, Carlson. She drives it on the baseline. Back outside, 3 on the shot clock. Asensio, a floater, back iron. Had to get a shot off. Ball State with that suffocating defense.
One thing about Asensio, she's kind of been struggling at getting the easy shots. Yet the difficult ones she's making. That's a very oxymoronic way of how she's able to play the game.
Allie Becky, tough take, draws the foul underneath the basket. Allie Becky will shoot 2 free throws, and both teams looking to make some mass substitutions. Lachelle Austin and MJ Johnson in for Ball State. Evan Carrier and Megan Strudelberg checking in for Western Michigan. 15-12 our score. Ball State out in front. 6:16 left in the second quarter. Becky will shoot 2 free throws. On the year, an 85% free throw shooter, leads the Cardinals and gets free throw number 1 to fall.
Becky with already hitting the double-digit scoring mark.
And she gets the second free throw to fall. And that's funny because the Cardinals on this season, not many losses, 17-4, but they are 0-2 when Allie Becky fails to score over 10 points. So Ball State already out in front with this lead, but also Allie Becky helping her case, helping the Cardinals' case. Near side, Koki, 3-pointer, cash. Western Michigan counters. It's now a 2-point ball game. Ball State still in front, though, about halfway through the second quarter.
Artemis Koki in the game. Not very long, but she's quick to let her mark be felt.
MJ Johnson off of the Kingery miss, gets the rebound, up and over, too strong. Western Michigan back the other way. They have a chance to tie or take the lead. Carlson controls, swings across. Spitzley gets one defender to miss, but she has to go back outside to Strudelberg. She screens for her. Now on the right elbow. Strudelberg will reset, though, at the point. Western Michigan, they have it back down to under 10 in the shot clock. Evan Carrier at the MAC logo, bodies off of Kiefer to tie the ball game at 17.
You know what, Roen, what is really impressing me with this Western Michigan team is what they're able to do without the basketball. And when they get the basketball, there is no wasted movement whatsoever. It's just straight jab work, getting the Cardinals off their feet and just honestly just guessing where they're trying to go.
Lachelle Austin gets a defender to miss, blocked by Carrier on her way to the cup. 17-17, Western Michigan looks to take the lead back for the first time since the very beginning of this quarter. Top of the key, Austin with the interception, one-on-one, only one defender to beat and draws the foul before she can even get a shot up.
Yeah, with Austin being that fast, she's gonna, when she's able to bite that, or able to almost pick that pass off, she's just playing free safety with her speed right there. And honestly, when she gets out in the open court, you have to foul her because she will burn you.
We are tied at 17 here at Worthen Arena in what has so far been a thrilling contest. That takes us into a media timeout. We'll be right back, folks. You are listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
We are back at Worthen Arena, 4:39 left in the second quarter. Ball State and Western Michigan tied at 17, and we just had the dizzy bat spin. And look at what we just saw. Max Gilly with the upset of the century, taking down Jordan Climbs in the dizzy bat spin. doesn't get much better than that. I mean, so much fun happening on this Saturday, Zander.
Yeah, Roen, I think I might have lost myself a little bit getting excited for one of our SL members on the crew. He was able to be able to partake in some of this halftime entertainment, had me off my feet. But, you know, I've settled down a little bit more, able to get back into the game.
Hey, you know, I was kind of worried you were going to lose your voice when you were down there yelling, "Let's go, Max, let's go."
Yeah, no, when I see one of my guys, Max, one of the very talented members of our SL crew, when I'm able to see him, you know, pick up a ball, I just really want to see him knock it down, be able to win some of these challenges. It always gets me off my feet. Cardinal Entertainment, matter of fact, gets me off of my feet, especially at halftime. They do a very good job at orchestrating these events.
Yeah, unfortunate for Jordan Climbs, falling short. But so far in this contest, this has been as even as it can get. Ball State, they came out hot in the second quarter. 5-0 run. Western Michigan counters. We're currently tied at 17, 4:39 left. What can either of these two teams do to get an edge?
If you're Western, you're trying to just be able to start, and they started doing this already, but if you're Western Michigan, you want to be able to play a little bit more of a cleaner game, get more into settled into your offense. And just like those last couple of possessions that we're able to see from Western, when they barely, I think I counted maybe 2 or 3 dribbles, honestly. That's beautiful basketball. And when I'm looking for Ball State on their side, I got to be able to stay on my feet. Too many times where I'm up in the air just off of a jab step, too many pump fakes where I'm seeing defenders off their feet. You got to be able to stay sound with your defensive rotations. And then on the offensive end, stop settling for so many three-pointers and getting to the chest of these Western Michigan defenders. That's their weakness. You have to understand and be confident in that scouting report and execute.
Cardinals inbound on their side of the court on the baseline. Marie Kiefer has it, top of the key. Lachelle Austin now inside. MJ Johnson, one-on-one carrier, gets it rejected. That's her second block of the game. But the good news is for Ball State, they do get possession on the baseline as it was tipped out.
Yeah, second block of the game and the 5th Cardinal to fall. How many times have we seen
I've lost count. Grace Kingery on the right wing, hands off to Allie Becky. 10 on the shot clock. Cardinals do move slowly, though, working the perimeter. Austin works off of a screen with 5 on the shot clock. Top of the key, lets it fly just off the side of the rim, collected by Deanna Richardson, who just checked into the game for the first time today for Western Michigan.
Yeah, that's another heater for Austin that she unfortunately has to eat. Now 1 for 8. It's been a slow game for her.
Yeah, and you know she can get hot at any given moment, though. Koki at the MAC logo, goes back outside to Asensio. Her three-pointer is off the right side. Deanna Richardson gets the offensive board for Western Michigan, passes it outside. Nobody home, but Strudelberg right at half court is able to get control on the far side for Western Michigan to save this possession from being a complete disaster. Pick and roll carrier, too strong on the lay-in. Allie Becky takes it the other way.
Yeah, that was just a very almost uncoordinated type of possession right there for Western Michigan. Not really sure what number 4 Richards was doing on that one, passing it out. She had a layup. Should have been able to go up with that.
Allie Becky gets 2 defenders to miss and up and over. Cardinals take the lead back 19-17. 3 minutes left to play in the second quarter.
And one player that's not going to miss opportunity to put a layup is going to be Allie Becky. She is going to always get her shot, and she knows where she is on the court at all times. That's like almost like a sixth sense for her, how she's able to score.
Lob up inside for Deanna Richardson, swings it across. Three-pointer Strudelberg, swirls out. MJ Johnson inhales the miss.
That was a beautiful pass, but if you're Ball State, you got to be able to have your head on the swivel. Can't be ball watching. You got to be able to rotate out to the corner and not let those types of swing passes or cross-court passes really hit home and get a wide-open shooter.
Allie Becky at the MAC logo gets fouled by Koki. It was a reach-in foul on the floor. And now Ball State and Western Michigan both making some changes. Grace Kingery and MJ Johnson exit. Evan Carrier and Anissa Koki both exit for Western Michigan. Allie Becky inbounds yet again on the baseline for Ball State. Lobs up for Marie Kiefer, has it on the near side, just getting past. Kiefer bodies a defender. A Bronco falls. Bischoff swings across to the other side to Allie Becky. Near corner. Kiefer gets past one defender to the cup, gets hacked hard, but they're going to say possibly a block. Either way, it will stay with Ball State, and they're going to call a foul. One defender said out of bounds, one referee, I should say, said out of bounds. Another official said foul. Marie Kiefer will shoot 2 free throws.
Whew, what a beautiful jab step by Marie Kiefer, showing off that mobility, some of her guard skills that we were talking about earlier in the show. Now she's at the charity strike with an opportunity to go up 2 possessions.
Kiefer makes it a 3-point game right there with the made free throw, a 64% free throw shooter. Kiefer, a player who started all 34 games last year. You know how pivotal of a player she's been for Brady Solly the past 4 seasons as she goes 2 for 2. Now the Cardinals lead 21-17, 2-possession game with 2:11 left in the first half.
Yeah, Roen, she's just been Ball State's best defensive player, just an anchor of a defensive presence, someone who's able to not only block shots, but she's able to get out there and guard some of your more quicker point guards and wings. It's just such a defensive specimen that has really been one of the better players on that side of the ball in the MAC over these last 4 years.
Foul on the floor. It looked like Spitzley was trying to get past the screen, but Marie Kiefer held her on the jersey. So now Western Michigan on the far side will inbound. Again, they move right to left. Hannah Spitzley takes control for Western Michigan. Allie Carlson has it straight away, guarded by Allie Becky. Spitzley's in trouble, has to go outside to Adino. Western Michigan moving it around the perimeter as we've really seen all day, and a travel called on the left wing on a Marina Asenio. So Ball State working off of a turnover yet again. Let's see if they can take advantage. They already have a 4-point lead. Cardinals take it left to right with just under 2 minutes to play in this first half. They hold a 4-point advantage over Western Michigan. Michelle Austin has it on the right wing, fires it over to Allie Becky straight away. Now Kiefer inside Richard, one-on-one with Adino, up, over, and in. Alex Richard makes it 23-17. Cardinals timeout called by Shane Klipfel and the Broncos.
What did I say, Roen? Just being able to start getting into the chest of some of these Western Michigan bigs, that is their weakness. Now I know that number 23 Carrier, she's gotten a couple of blocks, but you have to keep attacking the basket. And now we're able to see Ball State put up a run here, and that's only going to open up rather their 3-point shooting and that part of their game, which is going to really start to take off for them if they're able to start again getting into that paint and being able to put a presence on the rim.
Obviously, that was Alex Richard who just scored there, has 4 points on the day, but you called it in the pregame. I'll give you that with Marie Kiefer. What a performance she's having. Also 4 points, but just the mobility and also the 3-point attempt she had earlier. She's really been a 5-tool player for Ball State today.
Yeah, Marie Kiefer, 1 for 3, not anything crazy where you see on the stat sheet, but what she's just doing in the game of basketball, how she's able to impact winning, where you see her screening. She's able to move off the ball. Defensively, she's able to find herself in the mix every single time, where she's always going to be in the best position to be able to guard some of your best players. She's truly just an invaluable player.
Cardinals bring a full court press. There was a jump ball called, goes back to Western Michigan. Cardinals still trapping with just over a minute left to go in this quarter. A bit of change left. Marina Asenio was guarded by Allie Becky at midcourt. The Broncos finally get across. Brady Solly not happy. Goes across court to Strudelberg. Austin guards her closely. A screen from Spitzley. Tries to work off of it. Still under 10 seconds left in this shot clock. Asenio has it straight away. Has to go inside to Adino underneath the basket. And that's going to be blocked, it appears, by Austin. Cardinals the other way. Kiefer, open 3, doesn't take it. Drives inside. Gets her pocket picked by Spitzley.
Yeah, now just pulled the chair on her right there. If they're able to get out in transition.
And now we're at 45 seconds left to go in this quarter. And Koki responds with a 3-pointer for Western Michigan. 23-20, back to a 1-possession game. Ball State, they're letting this clock run. The shot clock is now off. 25 seconds and the clock ticking left. Going left to right, Cardinals hold a 3-point advantage, 23-20 over their MAC foe, Western Michigan, looking to advance to 10-0 in the MAC with a win today. Lachelle Austin, left wing, tries to get a screen from Becky. 5 on the shot clock. She's in trouble. Gets it poked away by Koki. At the buzzer, Western Michigan's unable to get a shot off. And that'll take us into halftime, where the Ball State Cardinals lead 23-20 over Western Michigan.
Yeah, right here. Just a sloppy end to the half for Ball State, but relatively able to pick things up in that second quarter right there. You're able to see a lot more passing lanes get exploited for Ball State as they're able to cause some turnovers. From Western Michigan, you start to see them running that trap to try to get into that offensive sets yet again, just to be able to grab some extra possessions. And right there, we started to see from Western Michigan, they're not bending. They're here on the road against a very good Ball State team who's very hot, and they're honestly just showing so many signs of bend not break. Even though they've been, for at least the second quarter, they've been battling, just trying to stay in the game. It doesn't really feel like Ball State has much room to really develop that comfort of a lead over Western. And I think we're really starting to see Arsenio and Strudelberg and Carrier really start to come alive here in this first half. And I'd like to see a lot more of that coming into the second half. And if you're Ball State, you just got to be able to flow a little bit better. You got to be able to keep attacking the basket, be a little bit more consistent. Don't make things a lot harder for yourself by giving them extra possessions or turning the ball over or not being able to get rebounds that are long. Because right now, you're actually losing the rebound differential. So one thing that I'd like to see from Ball State is be able to attack the glass and not make things a lot harder than it has to be.
And that'll take us into the halftime break. We'll be right back with a little bit of a halftime report. Some fan just missed a half-court shot. Are they going to give him
iron?
Are they going to give him another shot? Oh, he's getting another shot. Let's stick around for this.
I think when you hit front iron, I think automatically you should be able to get another shot.
Here we go. Second attempt is up. Oh, just short, a little bit shorter than the last time. That'll take us into a quick halftime break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU Sports Link.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State sports with SportsLink Digital.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesweets.hamptoninn.com. At munciesweets.hamptoninn.com.
We are back from Worthen Arena. The Ball State Cardinals currently holding a 23-20 lead over Western Michigan. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. And at this current moment, Ball State, much better second quarter compared to the first. They found themselves in a very rare position at the end of one quarter, and that was trailing 10-8. You just don't see this Cardinals team really ever playing from behind. The second quarter, a much overall better performance. They come out hot with a 5-0 run. And that there was one word, I should really say two words, to describe this first half: Allie Becky. Is there much more I can really say here? Let's be completely honest, folks. 13 points for Allie Becky, 4 steals. I'm laughing just reading this stat line. That's not a first half stat line. It just isn't. That's something you see throughout a whole game, and I know I can go on and on talking about Allie Becky and what she's done this year. Going back to the Ohio game, she became the first player in program history to have over 1,500 points, 600 rebounds, 600 assists, and 200 steals. You just don't see that. I know that's a very specific stat. You just really don't see that level of dominance from a player. But going to the overall game, the one thing that really jumps out to me has been the turnover battle. Western Michigan's been a team that they have struggled a lot with turnovers all season. They have 10 right now, and there was a saying I heard a long time ago by a head coach by the name of Frank Vogel, former NBA Coach of the Year with the Pacers and the Lakers. He said something amongst the lines of, the first team to 12 turnovers usually loses the ball game. 99% of times, that's how it goes. And I have to agree. Ball State 6 turnovers, Western Michigan 10. And this is two teams that I would say turnovers have been their Achilles heel. Turnovers have been really what has gone against them. Ball State, really, they haven't had many weaknesses, but that's been the one. Turnovers, they're averaging about 12 per game, which you just really can't have. Western Michigan, 17. You just can't have that. So if there was one key I had for both of these teams going into the second quarter, or second half, I should say, would be just straight up, hey, protect the ball. And I know easier said than done, but these are two great head coaches here. Shane Klipfel is incredible. Brady Sowley, both very similar when it comes to their path to getting here. These are two guys that have gone a long way to get here. They've been with these programs for a long time. So it's definitely interesting to see both of their journeys meet right here as we have about 5 minutes until second half action. And overall, for Western Michigan, going to their overall performances, it's been a balanced effort on the scoring front. No player in double digits. I don't know if we'll even see that. But what has really caught my eye, Artemis Koki returning. It's her first game in a while. She returns, has 6 points already, leading the Western Michigan Broncos. The Cardinals on the other end. Other than Allie Beck, who has 13 points, you're looking at Marie Kiefer with 4, Alex Richard with 4, Lachelle Austin with 2, and that's it, which is really crazy to think about. So that's the one takeaway for Ball State. Get Allie Becky the ball and move out of the way. That's really what we've seen in the first quarter. And we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for more. You're listening to Ball State Women's Basketball on SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
We are back from Worthen Arena. The Ball State Cardinals leading 23-20 over Western Michigan going into second half action. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. And Zander, looking at this first half that's been very back and forth, a lot more even than most people expected. What has been your biggest takeaway?
Well, my biggest takeaway for me is just how competitive Western has really come out of the game. Showing no signs of fear, even though the turnovers have been a little bit of an issue for Western. One thing about them, they're not afraid to play how they want to play, and they're not letting Ball State kind of take them out of their game. I said it at the beginning of the broadcast that they're a very perimeter-centric team. They're going to jack up a lot of shots. They're going to try to get a lot of movement from their guards and play through them, and we've seen the results here. And another thing is Ball State has made it a lot more difficult for themselves. losing the rebound differential to a team that is not very good at rebounding. That leads to them having extra possessions. And as you know, 3 is more than 2. And so when they're able to start getting those going, I know they only had 4, but it felt like every time they shot the ball, it was at a crucial moment of the game. And now you're able to see them only be down by 3. Ball State obviously has never really retained some type of control of the game. Yeah, I know they went on that little run, but Western Michigan had a run of their own to answer. But I think we're seeing the game just being a little more difficult for them. Only shooting 8 of 26, shooting a lot of shots at the end of either early at the shot clock or at the end of the shot clock where you're not able to get a clean exchange or a clean look offensively. And that's going to lead to the close game in a game that on paper you should be winning by a lot more. So that's really been the tail of the take up to this point so far.
Yeah, and what we've really seen too, it's a low-scoring contest. Western Michigan, if we're looking at the stats, I was talking about this earlier during a little halftime report, that their leading scorer is Artemis Koki with 6 points. Ball State, on the other hand, it's been the Allie Becky show. Only 4 other players have scored other than Becky for the Cardinals, and none of them even getting up to 5 points.
Right, outside of Becky, who's shooting 4 of 8 right now, we're looking at players like Michelle Austin, 1 of 8. Kiefer, 1 of 3. Richard, 2 of 3. And then everybody else hasn't made a shot. So you got to get these others on the Ball State team outside of Allie Becky. And when I say others, I'm not saying this in any sense of disregard to their ability, because we know this team is deep and they can really go out and play. But outside of Allie Becky, nobody else has really seemed to step up for them offensively and been able to establish some type of presence on the game. So look for this second half where other players are getting involved and able to actually kind of contribute on that end outside of Becky.
Cardinals take control for second half action. They move right to left. It's Allie Becky straight away, gets a screen from Alex Richard. They try and go pick and roll, but Richard is picked up. Goes back outside to Richard on the high block, spins off of Carlson, up and over, swirls out. Strudelberg goes off of her out of bounds on the baseline. Western Michigan, an unlucky break. Cardinals looking to take advantage.
Yeah, at that point, Richard, you know, with your size, that is a shot that I like to see, but she needs to be able to impose her will a little bit better, get a little bit deeper in.
Alex Richard draws the contact on the lay-in attempt. It'll be 2 free throws. Richard shooting her first shots from the charity stripe today, and we see a lot of those from her. A 66% free throw shooter. Let's see what she can do here.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Richard so far. Coming into the second half, she's looking aggressive and she's looking to really put pressure on the rim.
And she gets the first free throw to fall. Ball State right out of the gates. They have a 2-possession lead over Western Michigan. And Richard is able to get the second one to fall. Western Michigan, they move left to right. Cardinals, again, they bring a soft press. Why do you think that is?
Again, when you're a team that is typically a smaller team, now in this matchup, they match up really well. But one thing that Ball State wants to do is to be able to slow down your offense, take time off the shot clock, and be able to get out in transition with those speedy guards that they have and be able to attack the rim like that. And another thing is they want to make sure that Western Michigan isn't able to get those three-point shooters into rhythm, getting them more run so that they're a little bit tired. Their legs are a little bit more fatigued on that jump shot. As you can see right there, 0 seconds left in that shot clock. And now we have Ball State possession.
Yeah, shot clock violation. Cardinals playing that suffocating defense. Allie Carlson didn't even put a shot up. She was on the run, on her way to the bucket. Now, Allie Becky takes it up for Ball State, looking to continue the hot start for the Cardinals in the second half. High block Marie Kiefer. She hands off to Becky on the perimeter. She has it straight away on a hop to Richard. Carves her way to the basket and off glass and good. Alex Richard, 4 points to open the second half. Cardinals on a 5-0 run. 7-point lead for them, 27-20 with 8:30 left to go in the third quarter.
That was a beautiful action by Sally, able to get Richard going downhill while you have Keeper having the defender on her back hip. So it really just freed up a driving lane for Ball State.
Strudelberg near side 3 off back iron. Lachelle Austin, one-handed board. She moves quickly. She goes behind the back off of Allie Carlson on the right wing. They reset with Marie Kiefer. Reach-in foul will go against Hannah Spitzley. And you know how aggressive Hannah Spitzley can be. She's a great perimeter defender. had 4 steals in the game against Buffalo, and actually she is 1 steal away. We haven't seen it yet. 1 steal away from getting past Keena Brown for 11th all-time in Western Michigan steals. Straight away, Richard gives to Ali Becky on the left side, guarded by Asensio. Cardinals move slowly with 10 on the shot clock. Richard drives on the baseline, surrounded by a sea of Brown. 5 on the shot clock. Richard carves her way through, draws the contact, another shooting foul. Alex Richard, another trip to the charity stripe.
And right now, Roen, they're doing exactly what I really wanted them to do coming out of the break. I'm loving the aggressiveness by Richard. She is able to get to the line. She's able to go to the charity strike for 2, as we're able to see her get downhill, use that big body of hers, and use that length and versatility that she has to get to the rim. And now we're able to see Ball State extend that lead. And guess what, Roen? Not too many threes are being taken. This is really the game I like to see, and really show that they're able to take advantage, of that matchup.
Alex Richard goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Goes across Strudelberg. Now near side, they have it with Asensio. Gets past 2 defenders. Near side, Strudelberg off of a handoff. Bounces just out on the 3-point attempt. Cardinals go the other way with it. Lachelle Austin, coast to coast, back outside Bischoff. Her 3-pointer, just too strong. Richard collects it, back up, draws the contact.
Richard's been playing possessed this second half. She's saying that, hey, if you're not going to be able to stop me, if you're not going to be able to box me out, get a body on me, just give me that rebound. I'm going to take it up and put it back in, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
We're going to take a quick media break. The Ball State Cardinals coming out hot with an 8-point advantage in the third quarter, about 3 minutes gone. We'll be right back. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
We are back from Worthen Arena. The Ball State Cardinals with a 28-20 lead over Western Michigan. 7:14 left in the third quarter. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods. We've got the air guitar cam going now. This is my 5th try at it, trying to get on the big board. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's not in the cards for me.
You know what, Roen, it seems like maybe the camera does not love the broadcast crew. For
I
whatever
know.
reason, I'm not sure. And I guess you know what that shows? It shows that we're meant to be digital.
That's deep, man. That's deep.
You see where I went there? A little philosophy.
On a lighter note, the Ball State Cardinals on a big run to open this third quarter, 8-0 to be exact. Western Michigan yet to get any points on the board, and a lot of their possessions being held to the end of the shot clock. How has Ball State shut down Western Michigan in this third quarter?
Well, one answer is it's just been the Alex Richards show, honestly. And now defensively, Ball State was playing a good defensive half in the first half. All it was is just that their inconsistency to score the basketball. But now that you're seeing Alex Richards really just take over this game and really make her mark felt, especially on the low block, as she's able to just be too athletic, too strong, to just grab offensive rebounds, get second chance opportunities for herself, and really put pressure on these Western Michigan defenders. You're seeing her take advantage of her skill set. As you can see right now, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of those points already coming in the second half alone. She has really been a force on that low block.
Alex Richard, first free throw coming out of the media timeout, just goes off of the mark. Richard will look to make it a 9-point game here, and she does just that. 29-20 Cardinals now. Ball State, again, they bring the press. Bring in the pressure now. Lachelle Austin on Allie Carlson. Goes across, intercepted by Bischoff, and she gets hacked hard. And a foul called on Western Michigan. Ball State taking advantage of Western Michigan's mistakes. That will now be their 13th turnover of the contest. And Western Michigan's a team that's been their biggest weakness, 17 per game.
Yeah, right now, and they're already at 13 with 17 turnovers. That's really alarming, especially if you're a team coming on the road. You want to be able to take care of the basketball. I thought they did pretty well with taking care of the ball towards the latter stages of that first half, but now we're starting to see when Ball State applies pressure and starts to get in that full court press, they're able to cause a lot of disruption on the offensive side for Western and cause a lot of turnovers, which is leading to points. And now, Roen, we're starting to see that game kind of get a little uncomfortable for Western as they're starting to pull away a little bit.
Western Michigan takes it up as Maddie Bischoff went 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Allie Carlson dishes it out underneath the basket for Carrier. Travel called on Carrier. Carlson was moving quickly, and it's just impressive to see Allie Carlson's journey to here from Grand Rapids, Michigan. She's an in-state recruit. Played and started all 15 games she had last year, but she had a season-ending injury. Great to see her back on the floor.
Yeah, especially when you have a season-ending injury, that can do a lot of a number mentally on you as an athlete. So just to even see her back on the court starting again, it's just a great sight to see.
Marie Kiefer's pull-up J off the mark. Richard corrals it. Back outside Lachelle Austin. She's 1 for 8 on the day, but she bounces it inside to Richard. Up and over with the contact, draws another foul. Hacking Alex Richard. That's what it's been today. She gets 2 free throws.
And I like how Alex Richard, she's basically just saying, hey, you know, I got somebody on my hip right now. She cannot guard me. Give me the ball back. I like how she's being really aggressive, calling for the ball. She's really been on one just coming out of this second half. I'm not sure what the coach said to her coming out of halftime, but whatever he said, whatever Coach Sally said to get her going like this, it's obviously working as Cardinals go up 12, now 13, 33-20.
Richard goes 2 for 2. She's up to 12 points on the day. She had 4 in the first half. Keep that in mind. And we're not even halfway through this third quarter. Already 8 points in the quarter. Now Western Michigan resets. They move left to right. They trail 33-20 with 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Asensio guarded by Kiefer. Handoff on the right wing to Allie Carlson. Gets a screen from Lauren Adino. Tried to go pick and roll, but instead they go far side to Koki, and she just steps out of bounds as she attempted the corner 3. Ball State taking advantage of another Western Michigan turnover.
Yeah, if you're Western Michigan, and it's not looking too good right now, especially on that turnover department. You're already finding yourself down 13. No need to make it a bad situation worse with turning the basketball over. That is not the recipe for making a comeback right now.
Becky on the high block goes back outside to Kiefer. Bischoff skips it across to Allie. Becky on the left side. 10 on the shot clock. Austin, mid-range double team. She's in a trap. 5 on the shot clock. Becky's in a trap. Kiefer, she's going to have to throw up a 3, but goes across to Bischoff instead. Just swirls out. Richard collects it again. Up, over, gets it with the contact. No foul, but Alex Richard is on a heater right now. 14 points.
She is playing possessed. And Roen, I'll be honest, she got me off my chair with that rebound. She just went up with it Megatron style. Give me that ball. Went back up for it. Richardson, 10 points in the third. What a quarter she is having.
Asensio looks to counter for Western Michigan with the top of the key 3, but doesn't even graze the rim. Richard, 6 rebounds to couple with those 14 points. She has it on the high block, goes across to Bischoff. Bischoff shrugs off one defender, now gives it back to Richard at the MAC logo. Gives it back out to Austin Far side, it goes underhand with it on the lay-in. 37-20, Cardinals on a big run. Ball State is red hot. Can you feel it here in Worthen?
Cardinals red hot. Coach Sally is loving it, and they're up 17 with just 4 minutes underway to go into the third quarter. If you're Western Michigan, that was a well-called timeout. You got to get the troops back ready to go and try to find a way to dig yourself out of this hole, because unforced errors, just poor-looking shots, and turnovers, like I said, have really been causing you to be in this type of predicament as you're in right now. So if I'm Western Michigan, I got to find a way to how to slow down this press that Ball State is applying and be able to get past half court and get back into those offensive sets that you're able to do so well in the first half.
Western Michigan in this third quarter yet to score. Looking at the shooting numbers, they've only been able to get 3 shots off, and all 3 of them being 3-pointers. They've been unable to go inside at all. Ball State's bigs have really had the upper hand in this third quarter.
Oh, absolutely. And by bigs, you mean big, and by big, you mean Alex Richard.
Oh, you know it.
Because she has been going crazy in Worthen, man. She's been having one heck of a quarter with 10 points, just playing bully ball out there. Almost like she's playing like a woman amongst girls, man. It's getting bad out there.
Yeah, this has been unreal what Alex Richard's been able to do. The first half was the Allie Becky show. The second half, this has really been Alex Richard's game.
And I love how Coach Sally is kind of letting his players play, and they're knowing that, hey, you got to feed the hot hand right now. If she has an unfavorable matchup, no, granted, number 23, Carrier, she matches up height-wise with Richard. As a matter of fact, a little bit taller, but she can't move with Richard. Richard is getting to her spots quickly. She's able to get downhill and use her length to her advantage, where it's just seeming like she is unguardable out there.
Yeah, and what I expected going into this contest was we were going to see a lot of Lauren Adino on Alex Richard, but we really haven't gotten that, mainly because Adino in the first half, she was in foul trouble, and since then they've switched her on to Carrier. And I wonder, how will Shane Klipfeld and the Broncos try and rally? Obviously, you're down by 17, easier said than done, but how do you read past Alex Richard? How do you read what she can do and learn from it, perhaps?
Well, right now, somebody has to be able to put a body on Alex. I'm talking about really be physical with her. And then if I'm Western Michigan, I'm going to try to get either one of my bigs, especially one of my really good shot blocking bigs, in Carrier, not necessarily on Richards, because guess what? Alex is just too quick for her. It seems like Carrier is just having a hard time being able to keep up with her, at least foot speed wise. So I would make Carrier my help side defender. Somebody's able to put a body on Richards, and then if I'm able to get Carrier to collapse on Richards and then be able to pop right back out to the perimeter and then start to get back into your defensive set like that, I think that's probably the only way that you can really guard her, guard a Richard, especially when she's on a heater like she is right now.
Alex Richard, to be exact with what she's doing, 14 points, 7 rebounds. And for Cardinals, it's really been a balanced effort. Allie Becky, she's got 4 steals, and then Marie Kiefer down low, 3 blocks. Everybody's doing a little bit of everything, as we've seen today. Western Michigan inbounds, it'll be Megan Wagner, who checked into the third quarter for the first time just now. Cardinals bring a press yet again. Wagner, the graduate student, takes it up for the Broncos. Goes across, fouled by Lachelle Austin as she's going across the timeline. Austin wanted to travel, but they call it a push. And it's interesting with Wagner, as we were just mentioning. This is a player here at Western Michigan who played and started in all 30 games in 2022, but since then has only started a combined 7 games in the past 2 years. Asensio, the transfer from University of South Florida, She gives to Wagner. Bounce pass inside to Adino. Works off of the contact from Kiefer and draws the foul. So Lauren Adino will shoot 2 free throws for Western Michigan.
If I'm Western Michigan, that's kind of what we need right now. Something that is able to just slow this game up so we can try to get back in the ball game, try to be able to put a little bit of a dent in this lead. You're not going to get it all back in one possession, but being able to get free throws, which stops the clock, and able to actually make our free throws as she misses right there is going to help try to get us back into the game so we can get competitive again.
And Adino misses the first free throw. The crowd letting her hear it here at Worthen Arena. She does go 1 for 2. Adino coming from Ontario, Canada. She was on the under-16 Canadian national team, so she has a lot of experience on that front. Kiefer goes across the timeline for Ball State right to left. Now Austin at the baseline. Goes across, Richard wide open underneath the basket, swirls out. A rare mistake for Richard. It's funny how she misses the open shot, but she makes all the ones through contact.
Like I said, Roen, sometimes the hardest shot is the shot that you're supposed to make. So sometimes it can just be too much pressure. It's Western. It's number 15, Spitzley lays it in. Like I'm saying, you know, whenever I'm hooping in the open gym, if I'm ever so fortunate, I can make a contested lucky shot, but man, don't leave me open, man. I'm going to get a little scared.
37-23 Cardinals with the lead over Western Michigan under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Nobody to stop Lachelle Austin underneath the basket. That's another 2 points for the Cardinals. Ball State, huge advantage in the third quarter, 39-23, 3:30 left to play in the third quarter.
Austin just put the afterburners on and left the defender in the dust way too quick for any of these Western Michigan guards.
Spitzley works off a screen. They go back across. Now Asensio with it. Top of the key, guarded by Kiefer. Has the mismatch. Drives inside. Koki, three-pointer, left side. Cash. Big time 3 for Western Michigan. They now trail by 13. They bring a press on the Cardinals now.
Koki has been on one today. One of the few bright spots for Western Michigan as she nails her third 3.
Richard, open jumper, swirls out. Becky gets it back for the Cardinals, though. She carves her way to the cup, up, under, and just a bit short, and you can tell she wanted that one back.
Oh, absolutely, especially when you get that type of visceral reaction as she grabs the steal.
Yeah, tipped away by Madeline Bischoff on the interception into Allie Becky. She draws the foul on the far side at midcourt on Megan Wagner, and in comes MJ Johnson for Alex Richard. Richard getting much-deserved rest.
Yeah, Richards really has made her presence felt in this quarter. Well-deserved rest. I'm sure Sally's probably going to, you know, get her a breather before the fourth quarter starts.
Now Allie Becky, first free throw is good. She's now up to 14 points, her first points of the second half. And we mentioned in the Ohio game, what a great performance she had. 23 points, 12 assists, and 6 steals. Becky goes 2 for 2 from the line. She also became the first player in program history to have over 1,500 points, 600 rebounds, 600 assists, and 200 steals for a Ball State career. How about that? Western Michigan, they have to deal with the Ball State full court press as they move left to right. They're in the brown jerseys today, the Cardinals in the white. 41-26, Ball State in front, under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Wagner, she has to swing across to Richardson underneath the basket. Spitzley lays it up and in. Western Michigan at the 4-minute mark, they didn't have any points in this quarter. Now they have 8. 41-28, Cardinals in front. Lachelle Austin has a driving lane underneath the basket on a touch to Johnson, draws the contact. Looks like it will stay here.
Oh man, not something if you're Ball State you want to see. Lachelle Austin appears as if she might have hit her head.
Yeah, she was slow to get up. Now she's up. A standing ovation from the crowd. She's walking it off. Hopefully everything is all right with Lachelle Austin. What a spark plug she has been for this Cardinals team. Ball State, though, they will shoot 2 free throws, and Lachelle Austin will be shooting these 2 free throws. The transfer from Eastern Michigan, who is shooting 84% from the charity stripe. You can hear a pin drop in Worthen when a Cardinal is shooting a free throw. She gets the first one to fall.
Yeah, I also love what our band does. You know, they try to create like an ambient sound. I think it helps almost the players lock in on their free throws.
it kind of makes me feel bad as Lachelle hits the second one. I feel like we're the ones making the noise here. It's almost like they can hear us.
Well, I guess the broadcaster's curse hasn't really affected them too much.
Oh, that's the great thing. If you're a Ball State fan, if you're a Western Michigan fan, not so much.
Yeah, maybe we might be, away teams, bad luck.
Perhaps. Asensio swings across to Koki. She drives on the baseline off of Bischoff. 5 on the shot clock. Goes across. Wagner, three-pointer with the contact. Draws the foul. Megan Wagner will shoot 3 free throws for Western Michigan.
Yeah, and if you're Austin, you got to be careful when that landing space. I know college basketball has been really trying to lock down on, defensive players getting into the space of shooters. That could have been a pretty dangerous play. Luckily, no ankles were rolled in the course of that 3.
And how many bodies have fallen to the floor today?
I think you can almost say it's a triple doubles worth of bodies.
Perhaps this is like prime, like a prime Russell Westbrook triple double.
Yeah, honestly.
Wagner goes 1 for 1. She goes 2 for 2. Megan Wagner, it's rare to see her miss these free throws, although a 62% shooter on the year. Comes from Mason, Ohio. She was Mason's all-time assist leader at Mason High School, so she had quite the track record going into her time at Western Michigan. She goes 3 for 3 from the line. 43-31, Ball State in front. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Far side, Bischoff thought about a 3. She instead loses control as she drives to the rim. Out of bounds on the baseline, Western Michigan takes control.
Yeah, it looked like as if Bischoff wanted to kind of go behind her back, do a little wraparound to kind of get to that layup. Might have just gone a little too fast for her own good as she loses the ball. Western Michigan takes possession.
Yeah, it looked like she was doing maybe a little too much, perhaps. Asensio works off a screen from Spitzley. She's in trouble, guarded by Marie Kiefer. Now Koki with Bischoff on her, swings across. Wagner, touched again to Asensio. Off back iron on the right wing 3. About 5 touches on the perimeter for Western Michigan that time around. 1 minute and some change left to go in the third quarter. Lachelle Austin, what a feed underneath the basket to MJ Johnson for the lay-in. 45-31 Cardinals. Pass with way too much mustard from Asensio. Out of bounds on the baseline. Cardinals again take possession.
Yeah, that's just a case of Western trying to get a bucket back for that possession. That was a filthy find from Lachelle Austin. Had a little bit of attitude on that pass, and she was able to go full speed and just almost wrap the ball to a cutting MJ Johnson. Really good hands by Johnson as Ball State's able to retain possession off that Western Michigan turnover.
45-31. Becky swings at the Kingery. Air ball, but Becky picks it back up on the rebound. Just a little too strong off the back iron. Again, a 14-point Cardinal advantage. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock still on, about 7 seconds of separation. Cardinals will likely get the final possession of the third quarter.
Yeah, not really sure why Western would try to drain the clock. You really could go 2 for 1 right here. But, I'm sure they're probably confident in their defense.
Asensio drives to the rim. Open driving lane, off glass, and draws the contact. Maybe that's why. Marina Asensio, who hasn't done much in this second half, she now gets her first points of this third quarter and looks to complete the and one.
Yeah, Asensio got away with a little bit of a walk, I will say. But, it's a good sign, especially where you can get to the free throw line to get a 3-point play for a player that in the first half was pretty good. Really lights out for Western. Hasn't really found any success offensively in this second half.
Ali Becky, 5 seconds. Bischoff looks to beat the third quarter buzzer. Too strong. Richardson the board for the Broncos. And that'll do it for third quarter action. We have one more period where the Ball State Cardinals, an 11-point advantage over Western Michigan. It's been all Cardinals. 22 third quarter points, and for reference, they had 23 points in the first half alone. It's been all Cardinals. We'll be right back. You're listening to SL Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, pay-per-go toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Back from Worthen Arena for one more period of action where the Ball State Cardinals lead 45-34 over Western Michigan. I'm Roen Elbert, joined by my partner Zander Woods, and what an incredible third quarter for the Cardinals. 22 third quarter points. For reference, they had 23 points for the entirety of the first half. The third quarter Cardinals outscored the first half Broncos as well. So just what was the key ingredient for Ball State in this third quarter, Zander?
It was Ball State just being able to put that clamp on Western Michigan. Western Michigan, a good three-point shooting team, but coming out of the break, they almost just fell completely flat. Going, just one out of their last 5 attempts from three, really coming out cold. Offensively, not being able to even really get past half court without any difficulty. And when Ball State applies that pressure on the trap, many people are thinking, hey, they're just trying to get a steal. No, it's not even that. It's that we're trying to take a lot of time off the shot clock to even let you get into your sets. And by the time they're ready to actually get a shot off, you're shooting it with around 1 to 2 seconds left on the shot clock, and you're not able to get the best shots, the good-looking shots that you're able to get when you had in the first half. And so for Ball State, a part of them getting this 11-point lead or coming into the fourth quarter with that lead is that they've been able to rebound very well. They've been able to get, obviously, as you know, a really, really strong quarter from Richard, as she was able to almost assert her will and kind of show how and really showcase her athleticism down low as she's able to get to the charity strike, able to get second chance opportunities for her team. And then it was just Ball State also being able to get out and run. We saw a couple fast breaks led by Becky as she was able to play the passing lanes. We saw Lachelle Austin be able to get out there and really just kind of set the tempo for a Western Michigan team that honestly right now they look kind of gassed. And these starters for Western, they've played a lot of minutes. And it's kind of showing as you're not willing to really go deep into your bench to play that many players, or at least give a lot of experience to those players. And now you're starting to see the effects of that trap really wear this Western Michigan team down.
Yeah, we've seen kind of a nine-man rotation for Shane Clipfell all season. It's really only been 7 today. Pass inside intended for Spitzley, goes out of play on the far side, tipped by Lachelle Austin, but Western Michigan does retain possession on the baseline with 15 on the shot clock. Just about 15 seconds gone in this final period of action. Cardinals up by 11. The inbound is tipped out of play by Alex Richard, intended for Deanna Richardson. So now the Broncos again have to deal with this suffocating Cardinals defense.
Yeah, and if you're the Cardinals, you're sitting very comfortably, just trying not to make any unforced errors, just be sound on those rotations and get out and try to guard and then get back into your sets.
3 on the shot clock. Richard tips it. Asensio has to throw up a deep heave, and she gets it. Wow, Marina Asensio from a different zip code. 45-37, Western Michigan still trailing.
Yeah, she shot that ball all the way from Anderson. Wow.
And Ball State calls a timeout as Allie Becky was trapped on the far side at midcourt. And now it's an 8-point ball game. Western Michigan can get back into this. This is not out of reach for the Broncos.
Oh, no. Not out of reach at all, Roen. And now what we're starting to see this Western Michigan team get a little bit of confidence. And sometimes that's all you need. You might not be the skilled team, but what sometimes will overcome is when the better team, on paper at least, starts to fall lackadaisical, starts to get comfortable. But guess what? As we've seen all game, Western has not broke down. They've been able to stay consistent with what their game plan has been, and they really are committed to who they are as a team, especially from that perimeter as we start to see Sensio start to heat up a little bit as we enter the fourth quarter.
Yeah, deep heave there, almost from the Cardinal head logos, right around the beak where she hit that shot, if you're aware of the court dimensions at Worthen Arena. So Brady Sali, I think you kind of just gave us a glimpse of what Brady Sali is telling the girls in the huddle right now. That it's just a matter of, hey, keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, no time to get complacent, especially now that they brought the game within single digits. At one point down by as many as 17, they have been able to slowly but surely close that gap. And what we've been seeing is a little bit of a scoring drought from Ball State. As we've started to get into the fourth quarter, Western Michigan just able to slowly chomp at that lead, as I mentioned. And especially when you get, I don't want to call it luck, but when you get a shot like that, to be able to go in at the end of the shot clock, that really does something for your team's confidence, and does something almost the adverse effect for, your other team, as you're able to get that shot off after playing such good defense, and then they still get the 3 to go. Now down by 8. It puts a little bit of pressure on Ball State as they're able to come out of the timeout, trying to find a new spark of energy as the game is just still within reach for Western Michigan.
And Brady Sali, he took a full timeout. To put that into perspective, he really wants to emphasize to these players, hey, we can't let this one go. It's a single-digit ball game. Really anything can happen. Western Michigan, they're just 2 scores away potentially from making this a one-possession contest.
Oh, absolutely. And especially if you're Ball State, you got to kind of go back to that trap. They haven't really been trapping as much this quarter. So I think if you're Ball State, what you do is you try to get back into that full-court press look so you're able to slow down Western Michigan's offense. And if I'm Brady Sali, I might want to get a new rotation of girls in just so we can kind of let the starters get a little bit of a breather, so that when we're able to really want to, kind of take over that lead and really try to get more of a comfortable lead, that's when you kind of bring those scores back into the game so you can really kind of separate yourself there.
And 9:16 left to go in this ball game. Cardinals 45-37 they lead. And we kind of saw this coming in a way. About halfway through Western Michigan's third quarter, they had not scored at all, actually, as a matter of fact, in the third quarter. But then they really went on a heater towards the end of the third. Cardinals still led by 15 at that point, but now here they are continuing the positive momentum in the first minute of this fourth quarter.
Yeah, we really saw Spitzley really kind of come into her own in that quarter. In the end of the quarter, really a lot of her playmaking ability, kind of start this run for Western Michigan. But now it's just all about, as we see that they're kind of in a little bit of a 1-3-1 look to try to slow down that Ball State Cardinals offense.
Allie Becky gets a screen from Kiefer, swings it across. Lachelle Austin, left wing 3 is money! Austin strikes back for the Cardinals. 48-37 Cardinal lead with under 9 minutes to play.
That's what happens when you run a zone. You're going to leave somebody open on the wing, and they knew that. Just got to keep swinging and swinging and swinging, and guess what? You leave a wide open Lachelle Austin, who's not someone you ever want to leave open if you're one of Western Michigan's defensive players.
Richardson lobs up inside for Spitzley. Lay in just off the mark, off of the back iron. Jump ball. It'll be Ball State ball, it appears. That's at least what the official points towards Marie Kiefer there. Cardinals get possession as they lead by 11 with 8:29 left to go. Western Michigan brings a soft press on Allie Becky as she takes it right to left. Ball State in the white uniforms, Western Michigan in the brown. Becky has it on the right wing, gets a screen from Richard. Resets with Richardson on her. Goes across. Austin, another three-pointer just off the side of the rim. Now Asensio going left to right for Western Michigan. They hand off to Wagner on the left arc. Now she drives inside, but back out to Spitzley. One-on-one, Austin with Richardson underneath the basket. Tipped out of bounds on the baseline by Lachelle Austin. But Brady Salih is saying, no, that's out on Broncos. And yeah, that's right. They overturn it. Ball State gets possession yet again.
Yeah, we're going to get a little bit of the crowd was definitely going to let the referees know it if they were going to call it a Western Michigan possession. So put a little bit of pressure on the refs right there to make the right call.
Marie Kiefer at midcourt gives the Bischoff on the left wing. She's guarded by Asensio. Ball State moving slow with half of the shot clock down. Pass inside at the MAC logo to Bischoff. Swings it across far side, Lachelle Austin. Pick and roll, Alex Richard, open driving lane for two. 50-37, Cardinals on a tear with under 7:30 to play in this contest.
Again, Richard just able to roll to the basket, use her quickness off that slip and dump screen that she sent for Austin. Very hard to guard if you're Western Michigan, especially being undersized in that situation.
Megan Wagner gets one defender to miss on a pump fake, blocked by Kiefer on the driving attempt, but looks like they're going to call it out of bounds. I was maybe looking for a foul because Wagner hit the deck hard. They call it out of bounds on the baseline off of Kiefer, so the Cardinals looking to continue that suffocating defense they've had all day.
Yeah, that's Kiefer's fourth block of the day. Really just not letting any type of breathing room for any of these Western Michigan Broncos to drive on her.
One on the shot clock. Wagner at the buzzer with the finger roll off glass. 50-39, still an 11-point contest with just under 7 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Western Michigan a hard press with Carlson on Austin. She still has an open driving lane. Top of the key, Kiefer, her three-pointer just too strong and collected by Richardson.
Yeah, and if you're Western, you're comfortable with Kiefer taking that shot. Not that she can't shoot the three, but you much rather, one of those guards be able to shoot that ball from out there. So a good defensive sequence for Western as you're able to run the trap to slow things down.
Asensio, another three-pointer. That's her second of the quarter. 14 points for Marina Asensio, the University of Southern Florida transfer. 50-42 now, an 8-point contest. Allie Becky takes it the other way for the Cardinals. On the high block, double team, she spins out of it to Alex Richard. They reset top of the key with Madeline Bischoff. Lob up, taken away from Spitzley, but Lachelle Austin gets it right back on the far end. Shot clock at 5. She's on the low block, gets fouled hard on the shooting attempt by Hannah Spitzley. Lachelle Austin will shoot two.
Yeah, Western was doing such a good job defensively. No need to try to put your hands in the cookie jar to get a steal. You were already right in front of her. You did not have to kind of bail Ball State out, especially so close to the end of the shot clock. No, just another unforced error for the Broncos.
Lachelle Austin gets the first free throw to fall. She's one of 3 Cardinals in double figures today. Allie Becky with 15, Lachelle Austin with 12, looking to make it 13 here, and Alex Richard with 16.
At the beginning, off to a really poor start for Austin, but now she's really put things together, able to find her groove in the game so far.
10-point advantage for the Cardinals after Austin goes 2 for 2 from the line. About 6 minutes to play in this fourth quarter. Western Michigan looks to punch back even harder as Richardson goes across, intercepted by Marie Kiefer. Western Michigan working the perimeter, doesn't pay off that time around. Allie Becky, coast to coast, dumps it off to Richard. Underneath the basket, gets past one defender, gets past 2 with the and 1 through the contact. This is Alex Richard's game, and we are just living in it.
Yeah, it's really no type of guarding her, especially when you have a shorter Richards, or when you have a Spitzley, just all guards down low on the paint. And then if you're Alex Richard, she's going to look at that matchup and just honestly dominate it because it's such a favorable one for her, and she's able to, again, get downhill. If you're Western, you got to put a buy on her so she doesn't get any momentum rolling to the basket.
She misses the third free throw as Austin, or I should say the attempt on the and one. Austin poked it out of bounds on Allie Carlson, the near side. 54-42, Ball State out in front. 5:13 left to play in this one. But Western Michigan do not rule out a comeback. This is a very streaky team when it comes to their three-point shooting. You've seen it all day with Marina Asenio. Straight away, Carlson gives to Deanna Richardson. She bodies off of Richard. It's tipped, but back into the possession on the left wing of Carlson. Drives to the cup. Off of her back foot, just off the mark. Marie Kiefer in a fight on the floor. Western Michigan gets it back. Kick ball will go against Allie Becky. That stops the clock at 4:52. Western Michigan retains possession on their end of the floor.
Smart of Becky to kind of kick the ball so she can give, because she noticed her teammate was on the ground. Smart of her to kick that ball so she's able to get her defense set right back up accordingly. And just another opportunity to try to get a stop.
Marie Kiefer pokes it out of play on the near side. So Western Michigan unable to get any kind of breathing room. 20 on the shot clock, and they inbound it this time on the near side. They bounce it to Asensio, who's guarded by Lachelle Austin this time around. Off of a screen, now it's Richard on her on the left arc. They reset with her 10 on the shot clock. Guarded on the perimeter by Richard. Tries to get a step back. They bring the double team with Becky. Wide open jumper from Richardson. It's an air ball, and that's another shot clock violation on Western Michigan. We've seen a handful of those today. And Maggie Strudelberg, she checks in for Deanna Richardson. Strudelberg, we really haven't seen her as much in this third quarter, this fourth period, the second half in general. We have not seen Strudelberg as much.
Yeah, and Strudelberg, one of those players that's been able to actually, as we see,
yeah,
it's a 10-second violation.
Yeah, 10-second violation. Western Michigan brought the hard full court press. Cardinals were unable to do really anything with it. They brought as much help as they could, but to no avail. Western Michigan trying to take advantage yet again. They still trail by 12 with 4:20 left to play. Spitzley with 4 fouls, lets a left wing three fly. Now we're back into single digits, 54-45.
Spitzley, as she's able to knock down her second three of the game, 2 for 3. Don't count this Western Michigan team out. They are able to really knock down the three ball with some consistency. You can find yourself in a really tight ball game here.
Allie Becky tries to spin off of Asensio. It's short. Richard picks up the mess and back up and in through contact. Alex Richard, what a contest she's having. 20 points, looks to complete the three-point play.
And Western Michigan, this has really just been the tail of the take from the third quarter on. They have not been able to keep Richard off of the offensive glass. So she's able to then get an and one right there. She's able to just dominate this game and take it over just off the fact of being able to get rebounds and create extra possessions for her team. That's the dirty work that really contributes to winning basketball. And we're seeing a master class of rebounding by Alex Richard.
She completes the three-point play, bounce pass underneath the basket to Asensio. Pull-up J over Kiefer. It looked like it was blocked, which would be her 5th block of the day. Just got tipped enough to affect the trajectory of the shot. 57-45, Cardinals in front. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to play. Timeout called by Brady Salih as Lachelle Austin was in a trap on the near side. Alex Richard, 21 points. 8 rebounds for the Cardinals today. What a day she's having. And only 4 first-half points. So pretty much all of this production is coming in the second half.
And that's really just the team saying, hey, listen, we took a lot of three-point shots in the first half. We weren't able to let our offense fully open up. Because as we see, this team is averaging just over 70 points a game. So this is one of the more premier offenses in the MAC conference, and yet you finished that first half, with only 23 points. And so you then say to yourself, we're going to have a commitment for trying to put pressure on the offensive glass and put pressure on the rim. In Western Michigan, if they stop us, we're going to live with that because we know that that's one of their weaknesses, and we know that we can really hurt them, especially when you have a weapon like an Alex Richard who just cannot be left off of who cannot be kept out of the offensive glass or in the mix for any of those garbage points, as you will. And that's really been opening the offense so much up for Ball State as they're able to almost put up nearly 34 points of offense in this second half so far.
Allie Becky controls on the right wing, gives off to Lachelle Austin. Underneath the basket, has it stripped away by Megan Strudelberg as she was driving. No foul called, but Cardinals do keep possession with 6 on the shot clock, 3:12 to play in the fourth quarter. They lead by 12 over the Broncos. On the left side of the court, Becky inbounds on the baseline. Goes across Marie Kiefer. It's tipped out of play by Strudelberg. So the Cardinals will retain possession. Nothing gone on the shot clock. They didn't even start the clock yet as Ball State. Now it looks like maybe they're going to adjust the clock a bit. Are they? That's the question, as there's a discussion at the scorers table and the official maybe trying to give Western Michigan an extra second on Ball State perhaps, which would make it 3:11 left and 5 on the shot clock, which really changes a lot.
And I think that graphic just might have showed that, and I may be wrong here, but I think that was Alex Richard. She's just hit the 500 rebound mark in Ball State history.
Yeah, they showed it for a split second.
A split second, yes.
Inbound, Kiefer, now back out to Becky on the dump. Three-pointer off her back leg, just off the mark, off of the glass. It'll be a shot clock violation as it never hit the rim, I should say. 3:04 to play in this contest. Western Michigan, they're down by 12, but still, with Ball State bringing this full court press, they're going to really have to claw their way back.
And you're going to really have to make the most of your possessions here. No time, no wasted movement. And if you really want to try to take a lead here, you got to go. And you got to try to, dare I say it, even try to attack, put some pressure on the glass.
Strudelberg, top of the key, 3, drains it. Megan Strudelberg gets Western Michigan back into the thick of it. 57-48, under 3 minutes to play. We're at 2:40. Allie Becky works off of this full-court Western Michigan press. Cross-court Bischoff wide open on the left wing. Goes across to Lachelle Austin, 20 on the shot clock. Richard in a double team. Touch pass to Allie Becky straight away, 13 on the shot clock. She's at the free throw line, steps back. Becky looking to take control, goes back out to Austin. Richard's double team, has to put up a shot with 4 on the shot clock. Alex Richard, you are ridiculous. Fadeaway jumper, she's got 23 points. 59-48 Cardinals, 2 minutes to play.
Man, that shot right there just made my lip curl. Over 3 defenders. Alex Richard, you are nasty.
Asensio looks to get Western Michigan still in it. It's a 3-point barrage for the Broncos. 17 points for the former USF Bull. Timeout called by Brady Salih. This game is far from over. 59-51, 1:49 left. Cardinals have possession going right to left as the timeout was called. Zander, what do you think Brady Salih is telling the girls in the huddle?
Well, he's probably going to tell them, hey, listen, hand down, man down. You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically get the game back in, one possession, dare I say, when they're just trying to jack up these threes. But guess what? They're hitting them. We saw a 3 from, number 32, Studelberg, and she was able to knock down her first point to the game. And then you're able to see Asensio knock down a couple threes. And now you're back within 8 points. And so if you're Brady Salih, you're really telling your team, hey, girls, we cannot let them get open looks at the 3. I understand they're shooting very difficult shots, but you got to get in hand in their face and be able to get good contests out there. Don't just be able to sit in your defensive stance, but also get into their body. Don't give them too much space to fully be able to get a good shot off. And that's really what Ball State's been doing, sagging off as you're trying to let them run their motions and drain the clock. But what you're now seeing here is that they've been able to put on a little bit of a 3-point mirage and be able to come back. So if I'm Ball State right now, I'm just saying put a little bit more pressure on them to make them try to drive to the rim and then also get back in that defensive press. Be able to bleed clock, and then just play keep away, and you're able to milk the clock and be able to come out of Worthing with the win.
Allie Becky to inbound for the Cardinals. 1:49 left to to play in this contest, I should say. Madeline Bischoff controls for Ball State. She's double teamed. Again, Broncos bring a full court press. They have to get it across in under 10 seconds. They do just that. Richard, one-on-one. Spitzley, too strong. Out of bounds. Who will it go to? The Broncos. With 1:37 left, Western Michigan has a huge opportunity. And now the officials, it looks like they're going to look at this perhaps. They're going to replay. They're going to show a replay to see who it went out of bounds off of.
You know, initially I thought it went out of bounds on a Bronco, but if we're able to get a replay, I think they might be able to change it to Cardinals possession, I believe, because I believe the ref said it was Broncos ball.
Yeah, the question is, I haven't seen a replay, and you know, when it's live in action in front of you, it's very tough. I have not seen a replay yet, but it depends on if it's enough to overturn, right?
Right, exactly. And initially I thought it went off of number 11, Wagner. And yep, and as you can see, I think they're pointing in the direction of a Cardinal basketball, so they're going to be able to retain possession with just 1:37 left to go.
They just confirmed the call. They confirmed the call, so Western Michigan still gets possession.
I'm sorry, I beg my finest pardon.
Now that's an announcer's curse right there. Happens to the best of us. Inbound to Asensio, guarded by Lachelle Lawson, going left to right. At midcourt, going across the timeline, gets a screen from Spitzley. The mismatch on to Richard. On a hop to Wagner on the far corner. Tries to go inside, tipped by Austin, out of play, stays here. On the baseline, it went out of bounds. Western Michigan retains possession with 1:19 left to go. So now Marina Asensio on the left side of the basket, inbounds to Megan Wagner. Hannah Spitzley, guarded by Richard. She gives it off to Allie Carlson. 5 on the shot clock, still working the perimeter. Spitzley, deep three, rejected by Richard. That all but puts a nail in the coffin. Alex Richard is ridiculous.
And you hear that I'm not really saying too much, because there's nothing much to say. This has really been Richard's game. Not even just game, this has been her half, and she's really just been dominating from the get-go.
And she gets the
takeaway. Get the takeaway, like you say.
She gets the takeaway on the inbound. Alex Richard is doing both ways.
Well, we know who's getting the game ball for Ball State tonight.
You know
for
it.
Sure.
Allie Becky holds on to an 8-point advantage, just under a minute to play. Ball State draining this clock as much as they can. Bischoff at the MAC logo, dumps back out to Kiefer.
If I'm Western, I might have to start fouling soon.
Lachelle Lawson across. Allie Becky, wide open jumper for 2, gets it to fall. 10-point contest, another Becky bucket. That all but puts an end to this contest. Under 40 seconds to play, Cardinals by 10. Marina Asensio off of Allie Becky. Looked like she may have traveled, but she instead goes across to Wagner, way too strong. Alex Richard collects it. Air ball, 20 seconds left. Shot clock is off. That's game. The Cardinals 10-0 in MAC play. 12-game win streak. What hasn't been said about this team? Ball State is red hot, 18-4, and that will do it from Worthen Arena.
What a game, and what a game on both sides. I for sure was definitely entertained from the broadcaster side of things. What a game by Asensio. We had a game by Spitzley. Another good game all around by Wagner. Just been able to keep this contest, just never really seemed to be able to take control of the game. There were moments in the game where I thought Western was able to go on a run, but lo and behold, you're having an Allie Becky, a drained shot, or Lachelle Austin steal in a fast break, and then for sure an Alex Richards masterclass on the boards, able to get second chance points for her team, and ultimately it was just too much for the Broncos to handle.
61-51, final score, Ball State over Western Michigan. So what this means, let me put it into perspective of what this means for the Cardinals and the Broncos. Ball State going into their next matchup against Bowling Green. They are first in the MAC still with an 18-4 record, 12-game win streak, 10-1 at home, 10-0 in the conference. The only undefeated team in conference play. Western Michigan, on the other hand, this is a 3-game losing streak. They were 5th in the MAC, likely to fall now as they are now at about 500 in MAC play. So for both teams, this was a huge game, and Ball State was able to prevail. And I know, Zander, it'd be a dumb question to ask you, but I'm still going to ask you. Player of the game, give it to me.
Well, it's almost like it's a rhetorical question. But no, for sure. We obviously know Alex Richard, player of the game. Just an amazing performance. A near double-double for her. 23 points. Only 4 points scored in the first half. 19 points coming in the second as she grabs her 500th rebound. Just what an amazing game for her. An amazing game all around by Allie Becky as well. An amazing game by Bischoff on the defensive end. And then a really good game by Lachelle Austin as she's able to knock down 13. But honestly, the belle of the ball was Alex Richard as she had an amazing performance as her teammates are throwing her up in the air. And congratulations. It was just honestly an awe to watch, especially coming out in that third quarter as she was able just to attack the glass with so much force and ferocity and athleticism, and honestly just imposing her will on the Broncos defense.
A big day to be a Ball State fan. Ball State wins. It's a very common saying that's been said around Muncie. Ball State wins yet again. Here we are. The Cardinals are red hot at the perfect time in February, just about a month out from the MAC tournament. So, Zander, what's your final takeaway from this contest?
Well, my final takeaway as of right now, it looks like the team is starting to get things to come together. And though it was a low-scoring game for them offensively, things that I was really impressed by, they were able to, one, keep the Broncos to just 50 points, and then also they're able to rebound the basketball. Their rebounding has really improved from the start of the season. Tonight we saw them grab 30 rebounds. They didn't turn the ball over very much, only 9 turnovers, a really clean game for them, especially in the second half. And it showed me that they're able to win in different facets of the game. They can get out in transition. They can shoot the ball. They have three-point shooters, and they're able to then also couple that with a game inside. It's been really incredible to watch this team kind of grow and develop, because they really started off the season with so many new acquisitions and transfers, not really on the same page. Then it was just, okay, they're a scoring team and they can only cause rebounds, but only cause turnovers and get out in transition, but they're not a great driving team. They started to implement that part of the game. And then also you start to see them get it together defensively. And then they're starting to get the rebounding together and showing that they have bigs that can go out and grab boards and be able to quickly zip it out to the guard and actually run their offense. So their team is starting to develop and become more and more complete as each game goes by.
Well, the party is over here at Worthen Arena. The Ball State Cardinals 61, Western Michigan Broncos 51. Make sure to follow Ball State Sports Link on all socials for the latest Ball State athletics content. I'm Roen Elbert. That was Zander Woods. Good night, Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.